to the Two EXES podcast.
Welcome everyone to the Two EXES podcast. I'm David.
And I'm Ben.
And we're the Two EXES because we are both gay.
Yeah.
And we're also exes of religion.
Well, we're gay married, and I'm an ex-Mormon.
Yeah, and I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness.
Jehovah's.
Yeah, he owns us, or owned me before they kicked me out.
Yeah.
And welcome to today's episode. We're so happy to have you here. Today we're going to talk about having a job.
I know, talk about being owned by someone.
Because I am currently not owned by anyone but you. I should take your last name.
Yeah,
I think I deserve that.
Hey, if I'm earning your keep, then...
You owe me. It's like you owe me.
I feel like you should know your place and become an Ingerbauer.
No, yeah. So some job changes with me, and I feel like, we should talk about like job history, like our parents' job history, how religion affected that, and you're here now, so you might as well stay and listen to the rest of it.
Yeah, I know you're doing your job well, fellow.
That's all we need from you. Oh, and we do need you to pay attention to this.
We're sponsored today, right?
Yeah. So, Ben, this is huge.
It's huge.
Huge. Today's episode is brought to you by KFC.
Oh.
That's right, Kentucky Fried Chicken. They have teamed up with the Two EXES to launch their latest product, KFC's Hush Tuckies.
Ooh.
Unlike traditional Hush Puppies, the Hush Tucky is packed with KFC chicken and air-fried to perfect, healthy, crisp. a perfect, healthy crisp. Sorry, I have to read something. That KFC is known for. Dip your Hush Tucky in KFC's protein-packed gravy for the ideal healthy meal on the go or on your family's dinner table. KFC Hush Tuckies. Try them today at participating locations. KFC Hush Tuckies, they're finger-licking good. Back to you, Ben.
Wow.
That was really big for us. And you know what? I've tried them. They're delicious. Who doesn't love a Hush Puppy?
Well, and protein-filled gravy.
Yeah, it's just like packed with protein.
Yeah, go get a Hush Tucky.
All right. Well, thank you for listening.
Yes, stick around.
Thank you, Ethan
Jennings. We know your name.
I know your name, my friend. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll be right back. Bye. Welcome back to Cocktails and Confessions.
That's right. We're gonna
drink,
and talk.
Oh, hopefully more drink today.
Yeah,
because it's been too long of a day.
And it looks delicious, and we're recording on Friday, so it's a perfect night for a cocktail and to talk about our 9-to-5 jobs that we had or have.
Yeah, we're just talking about work and how work impacted our lives growing up, and how did religion impact our thoughts about work. And
a lot of it's the concept of work, less let's talk about our actual jobs.
Because like my job changed recently, like I don't know, it just had me in thinking about how would my dad have responded to this? How would your dad have responded? So I thought, why don't we talk about it?
Yeah.
So but you know what? Before we start talking, we got to have a cocktail.
That's right.
Because it's Cocktails and Confessions.
And it's beautiful. Okay. It's this golden, bubbly.
Yeah, it really is pretty.
Explain to me what you've made us.
Okay, well, let's cheers first.
Prost.
And what we have today, it's a little play on our job situation. It's the Pink Slip Old Comfort.
Oh, God.
So it's bourbon, amaretto, and fresh lemon juice. That's it. Just the three things. Oh, you know what? Sorry. And then ginger beer. So if you don't know what ginger beer is, it's just ginger ale, like, turned up. Like, they're like, you know what? We need more ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how is it?
It's fantastic. The sweet nuttiness of the amaretto, the sharpness of the ginger. It's refreshing.
Oh, interesting.
It's just sweet enough that it's like, this is a a delicious cocktail. What's it
called? The Pink Slip Old Comfort.
Pink Slip. What do you think of it?
The Pink Slip name? I think it's a little clever. I mean, it is AI, but...
How do you think of how it tastes?
Oh, no, I really like it. I was thinking, it makes me wonder if your friend Kelsey would like it.
I think if we added
Sprite
Sprite to it,
it's pretty sweet, though. So, Kelsey, if you're listening, the next time you're here, I'm going to make you try this.
A Pink Slip.
And you know what? I love it. So if she doesn't drink it, I can always just drink it.
Oh, yeah. Happy to help. I would not mind. Yeah, that's really, really good.
But before we get to that job, our bartender job, we should get to our questions.
Yeah, let's officially finish the work week.
Okay.
And talk about it.
Let's not talk about it anymore. Oh, no, wait. We're here to talk.
Do you want to start with your first question? Okay.
My first question is, how did your religion shape how you felt about working?
Well, anyone who's grown up Mormon knows that when it comes to working, at least the way I thought about it is, if I ever think about earnings and making money, like there was a part of me that first thought, okay, how much am I going to keep after giving away 10%? And it always felt like a sinful kind of thought to be like, oh, I have to pay tithing. Yeah. 10% off the gross amount. So a lot of people would even figure out, pre-taxes, what it would have been.
So did you really worry about that?
I mean, I paid tithing for the first, I think, less than a year of my first full-time job. So I didn't have to think about it very often, but anytime I would get money or would think about, how much could I make.
From grandma? Were you supposed to give birthday money?
We did.
You did? In tithing?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think...
Man, getting a cut of everything. That's huge. No wonder they're billionaires. I know, but it's genius.
Yeah. You get $100 from cool grandma for your birthday, you got $90.
Oh, wow. Okay. And grandma knew that probably, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, can I just ask another follow-up though?
Okay.
Did that translate into now? Are you a good saver? Are you...
Oh. It brings joy to my heart to put money into a savings account that's growing at, a little bit higher than what are our Mountain America accounts called? Anyway.
Money market savings.
Money market savings account. Sure. Free ad. Our PSA today.
It's actually a really good deal.
Is Mountain America Credit Union. Open your money market savings account.
Ding.
Ding.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
No, you were going to talk about what a good saver you are. And you started...
Well, I don't think
started bragging about what a good saver and planner you are.
It feels really nice to always have that cushion. Yeah. So working on rebuilding that cushion after this past year is now a little bit harder with one income. But thank goodness we're not paying 10% in tithing right now.
But I also love that you do let your religion show in some ways, and it is like that, saving and planning. But it's even in preparing for end times with our food storage. It's Ben.
Anyone who isn't afraid for the end times right now...
people really need 12 cans of apples?
12 cans of chopped, diced, dehydrated apples.
And then you also bought some, Energizer battery, or what is that thing?
Okay, so I have a solar-powered generator.
Okay.
And it's not super strong, but if we ever lost power for days, we could make coffee at least.
Okay, I didn't know to what extent it was going to be useful, but I like that.
Yeah.
Charging our phones.
It's not going to run a household.
Do you think that we should maybe test it out before that happens?
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of fear for the end, next week, stay tuned for our Preppers episode.
Okay, that's cute. I like that. Yeah. So I think it did shape how you feel about working now. And you have a really good work ethic. Your dad did. I don't know if that's a Mormon thing. I mean, you like to say you're industrious people.
Yeah, sure. I don't think Mormons are bad workers. I think witnesses know how to put in the work in a different way in religious terms. But yeah, so I think the only other way that Mormonism shaped how I look at working is especially just working on the Sabbath. And still it feels like, as an ex, I should be able to go anywhere I want in Utah that's open and never see a single Mormon there because you should not be working, you should not be making people work on Sunday was a huge deal growing up that I don't even think about now in Utah, which is a little... Who knows? Maybe the Mormons have changed their stance on working. They know that in this economy, if you want to be competitive, you're going to have to eventually work on Sunday.
Yeah, I only know that because so many people at the airline had to work on Sundays. And it was just a given, oh no, well, if you're providing for your family, then you have to do what you have to do. So they got to pass.
Yeah, and I think any Mormon who is approached with that situation would see that as an obvious pass.
Right.
But maybe it's just being outside of Utah. We didn't know Mormons who would miss church. Because if they weren't at church, we didn't see them. So no one was working on Sunday.
Yeah.
So it was a core belief.
Really? Nobody was working on Sunday in your family? Ever? Who was the first one?
Ooh, the first in my family would probably be my older brother.
Yeah, because Elise worked at Hobby Lobby. That's not...
Yeah. I know
you worked at Chick-fil-A. These are all your first jobs.
Exactly.
They're not open on Sunday.
Walmart Pharmacy was open Sundays.
Oh, of course they are.
Yeah, but only 10 to 6.
Okay. That's how helpful
I
to the
know.
employees on the Sabbath.
Yeah. Let me ask you.
Sorry.
What did your religion shape about how you felt about working?
I mean, I think it still has such a significant impact on how I feel about working. Like, I don't really care. Like, I mean, I love doing a good job and I don't ever want to let anyone down, but I don't really stress about money in that way. Does that make sense? And I think that's because we were raised to, like, why are you working so hard to save money? Like, when the end of the system is so close.
The money's
you're
gonna
wasting.
mean
Yeah,
nothing.
it's going to go away. So, like, you're doing all this for nothing. So it's hard to get over those feelings.
Yeah, but I think that's a good life skill to be taught to make a living and like be self-sustaining. But does that put a lot of witnesses in bad financial situations because they don't have savings?
I mean, yes, I'm sure it's put a lot of them in bad situations, but then there's always somebody to help them. Like, oh, you can live in our basement, or oh, I know somebody who. So yeah, there's enough of a community that. But still, everyone's expected to work. It's like, if you lose your job and you lose your house or whatever, like, you've got to go back somewhere. But not on meeting nights or Sundays.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's probably, that has to be another thing about working, like finding the employers who would allow you to keep that witness schedule.
Yeah, that was so hard. I had to hustle at Southwest just to try to get Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday off every week. Like, oh my God. I was thinking about that recently when you asked me about, I don't know, working somewhere. And you're like, you're like, why don't you go to nursing school? And I'm like, Ben, I don't want to work shift work. But then I thought about it later and I'm like, I guess my life is very different now. Like, I don't have to like work to get specific days off. So shift work wouldn't be as bad. Overnights would be bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it had a very significant impact on me. Okay.
Let me ask you my
Oh, yeah, that's
first
what I mean.
question.
You asked your next question.
Okay. So instead of your work history, what was your dad and your mom's job history like?
Well, I talked about it here before. My dad used to work for 3M. Like, do you know what 3M is? It's like a major manufacturing company. Like, they used to do everything. I think they invented the Xerox, or maybe they owned the company Xerox.
Okay.
Either way, my dad worked for 3M, and he had a really good job, and he made really great money, but then they were going to require him to sell copiers to the Pentagon, and he wouldn't do it. So he quit his job. And then
to government affiliated.
Yeah, especially associated with war. It's like his conscience wouldn't allow that.
Okay.
So he quit his job, and then we were really poor, but we didn't know it because we were so young. And he did a really good job of like going and paying or like arranging our free lunch at school. So we didn't know about that. So yeah, and then he would always dress up in the mornings. Maybe he was going to job interviews. I don't know.
How long did that last?
I don't even know, because when you're a kid, like, I didn't even know it happened until later, and I'm like, what? That's why this? And I don't remember. Like, it all made sense.
Everything clicked that just, okay. Well, respect to your dad.
And then he did random jobs. I mean, it wasn't like he was a bum. Like, he always had a job. But then he ended up getting into the print business where he would sell printing to people. Like
we went from Xeroxing to printing.
So, like, literally, can you even imagine that there was a time when people would hire, like, brokers, salesmen to, like, get the best deal on this printing at this facility? Like, so many people were printing things. Isn't that weird?
So like, I take it you didn't have a printer at home that he was using in the
Well, no, because this was like high scale, like printing mass amounts of stuff. It wasn't,
Okay.
It was like, he would have to like,
I couldn't have told you what that even
He would have to do like a proof of whatever it was to make sure the color was all right. I remember he used to have this like color scale. Anyways, he was very successful as that. Like, and he did that until the business just closed down because the owner decided she wanted to retire. And then he got a job with the state. So he's always consistently had good work. Like, my dad had a car phone in like the 90s when people didn't even have cell phones, and his work car had a phone. I'm not even kidding.
Didn't you have stories about calling him on it like
one
time?
And we weren't allowed, like, we could call, but he was never picking up. He would just see what number it was, and then he would know.
Oh.
But no, like, because it was like $3 a minute or something. So it was like ridiculous.
Who would want a phone in the 90s at $3 a minute?
I mean, I guess if you're trying to move that printing money.
Or I guess if you're a businessman in printing like your dad.
Yeah. So anyway, so he was always a very good worker. He's still working to this day, which he probably should be retired because he's got to be in his 70s. Who knows? I'll fact check it later.
Oh, Peter.
Yeah, but then my mom, she never wanted to work, and she finally had to go to work because they couldn't afford braces, and I was so horribly disfigured that my life would have been different. So she got a job, and that was in banking, and then she went into insurance, and she worked in insurance until she retired. Like, she probably didn't have to work after, but I think they got used to having money, like after all of us were gone.
Okay.
And they really like living that good life.
Yeah. Does she like living the retired life, or is it hard for her?
She's so bored. She is the worst. She's like me, Ben. Mm-hmm. Like, I've been out of work for a week.
And it's been awful for everyone.
I haven't sat down once. Like literally, Ben's like, why don't you just like relax and watch TV today? And I'm like, Ben, I have so much to do. Like, I don't have time for this.
Oh, yeah.
So that's how she is. So she's incredibly bored and miserable. So I guess that's why it's better you're young, so I can just work until you stop working.
She's going to be so happy when your dad retires, and he's going to keep a full-time job.
No, I swear he doesn't retire because he doesn't want to be around her either.
No, that's his full-time job when he retires.
Yeah, he knows that.
Yeah.
He knows, like, his next job in life is retirement when he has to full-time care for my mother. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Yeah, so that's me. What about you? What was your dad or mom's job history?
So... My job history is not as all over the place as my dad's, especially, and honestly, my mom, thinking back, had a lot of interesting job history moments too. Mostly she watched us, but I remember my mom volunteering for a really, really long period of time for the elementary school with their special needs kids program.
Was that in Maryland or in Utah?
That was in Utah. In Maryland.
My God, the woman had how many kids?
7 kids, and when we left Maryland...
Oh, yeah, she had 7
kids
in Maryland.
My youngest sister,
That's
my
crazy.
sister Elena was only 4, I think. So, that's full-time, but she...
That's very full-time.
But
that's like full-time plus.
She also taught piano...
With no commercials.
Regularly, at least 3 days a week.
And why did she do that? Like, just to bring in some extra cash?
Totally. Oh, well, it wasn't.
Or did she
love
music?
It wasn't because she loved the art that these children were producing, because I heard it.
I've always said kids are so bad at stuff. I don't know why
wish
we
I could
encourage
remember the name of the songbook that she used for 90% of her students. And, yeah, those tunes will haunt me forever.
Yeah.
So she had to work really hard, and she still teaches piano.
But why?
And
why
I
do you
think she thrives a lot more teaching organ.
But why do you think she did it? Was it for the cash or because she did go to
Well,
BYU for a music degree, right?
That's a great point, because my mom also puts in unpaid work as a part of the Mormon church, because she is running the music program for whatever ward and or stake.
So do you think it was a little bit of both? The cash,
she
wanted to stay sharp?
I don't know if the lessons were what kept her sharp. Mm-hmm. Now that she's giving lessons on the organ, because there's so many more organs per capita in Utah. There are.
I know, that's so funny, but there also is like probably a constant need for somebody to, please God, step up and start learning the organ.
Literally step, because the
Oregon?
big difference, organ.
Organ.
O-R-G-A-N. Yeah.
All right, sorry.
So... that's the hard part, that my mom is so talented with her feet. Yeah. I said that right.
Oh my God. That was like amazing to watch her move at that Christmas concert. Like, she literally, it looked like she was on a swivel, stool, but it wasn't. She was just, because she had to keep sliding up and down the stool to get to all the different spots.
It's incredible.
How tall is your mom? 5'2"? 5'1"?
Well, she's definitely lost at least an inch.
Well, I'm not saying... How short has she gotten?
Okay. Well, I can tell you now, but yeah, you're about there.
Okay, I wonder, yeah.
She's 5-something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, she knows exactly how to... her hands are tiny by comparison, but the way she stretches her fingers out to jump these octaves
is an art. It's beautiful.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, my old boss, she plays organ, or she used to for the ward, or her ward, or stake, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if she ever gets to play it anymore.
I hope so.
If she doesn't, amazing. I wonder if your mom would let her.
I think it's like the most powerful instrument that you can create.
And you should never lose something like that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No. Do you think your mom would let her in if she wanted to?
Oh, the witness woman?
No. This is a my old boss.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think my mom would be all over just like showing someone that world.
I mean, they already play it, but they haven't played it in a long time.
I think that would
potentially.
Be fun
I don't even know.
That would probably be fun for both of them.
Yeah. Okay. What about you?
Okay. So,
what was his work history as far as you remember?
So as far as I remember, which is his job in Maryland.
A lot of memories, do they?
Well, I know before we moved to Maryland, he had to travel for work, and all I remember of that time living with my grandpa, Angerbauer, my dad's dad, was waving out the window as he drove away in this little blue sedan. That's the first car that I remember having.
Where was he going? Like,
so we were in Bountiful.
Somewhere?
Well, we were waving goodbye because he was going somewhere for the... I don't know.
I mean, did you know the concept of time?
I know at some point I knew what his job was, but
I wonder, was it days or just a good 8 hours and then, he's back?
I don't know, it's like your dad leaving in a suit. Where's he going? He's in a suit.
Yeah.
It's work.
Well, and you're like, I don't care. You wouldn't even wonder where your dad goes.
Well,
nobody cares what your dad is doing.
I know. And if it's normal for him to be gone for more than a day, then that's just dad's job.
Okay. Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. He's at work.
Yeah, but it was never like that after. And so he got the job at Booz Allen Hamilton.
Booz
Allen
Hamilton?
Allen?
I don't know what that means.
I think it's a pretty big, I don't know if it's a firm or what, but I know he was doing a lot of consulting work, and the only detail I remember was that he was campaigning against the use of chemical weapons. So to me, he's like preventing people from shooting acid bullets.
What?
That's just what my brain decided chemical weapons were.
Yeah.
Because no one ever described it to me.
I'm like, is this a weapon I don't know about?
I know. Thank goodness my dad is preventing people from walking around with acid bullets.
It's a great invention.
I guess I should ask him about what he was actually
doing. The problem
doing.
is, whatever you contain them in has to be able to hold the acid, but then also release the acid.
Exactly. So it has to be
strong enough to hold acid.
Super brittle. Yeah. So, I don't know. I was thinking something that shot out these blades and created pockets.
This is what I love about a child's mind. It's like, that's all you can picture.
It was the scariest thing I could picture was an acid bullet. So I'm like, thank you, Dad.
Mm-hmm. He was doing the Lord's work.
And years later, as I was getting more and more anxious to confront these homosexual urges that I was having. I don't know how
SSA.
That's how I looked at it at the time.
Your same-sex
to just
attraction.
do something about this SSA. And when my dad talked to me and said, "Hey, there's this job in Utah, and I'm thinking of going for it. What do you think?" I'm like, "Yeah, you should do it.
Aww.
Do it, Dad." And I remember this was the longest epic application battle that I'd ever heard of, because there were hundreds of applicants, and there were 4 tiers where and of course a lot of people do these hiring phases now where you have to get through these 4 tiers. But by the time he made it past the first 3 and he's one of 4 people that might get this job, it was just amazing to wait and wait. And I remember the night that we found out, we were all, I remember everyone being excited.
Aww.
My best friend buddy came over and cried.
Oh, of course he did. Well, you were his best friend.
But I didn't realize at the time what saying goodbye to that meant. So moving for a job was a big part of Dad taking the job here in Utah. And that was for...
And you would move back and forth so many times, but this was the biggest one.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was for the State Department of Workforce Services.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. And when I took my first job and moved to Texas, where my uncle lives, the dentist who hired me, that's when he was let go. And I think it was a mass firing. So after that, he worked for... a gas pipeline company, Williams, I think.
It's so evil.
Oh, I mean, he was a big part of PR and talking to locals and
So he was trying to sell it.
Well, I'm sure that's what it came down to.
It rarely leaks through your yard, and we have a whole cover-up. I mean, a whole cleanup.
I wonder what he would think about it now, especially now that he works for UTA. Utah Public Transit.
He works for the
Transit Authority.
I think they're more mistreated than the post office employees by the government.
I know.
Those poor transit workers.
And we've been taking the train so much more than we used to.
I know. Why does the state of Utah hate public transportation so much? I don't get it. There's not even a bus that runs down Bangalore, one of the biggest highways in the state.
I know.
And there's not one bus route anywhere near us.
UTA wants it. So
okay, and so that was your dad. Okay, yeah. Your dad's always been. I would love to know why he got laid off from the job he moved here for.
Oh, to Utah?
Yeah.
I don't think he was laid off.
Oh.
I think he was just looking for...
No. The job here in Utah. When you guys first moved back.
Oh, yeah, with the state.
Yeah. That's so weird.
Know.
I need to look it up. Or I'll ask him. We'll see if he has an answer.
But that's my parents' job history.
All right. Well, why don't I ask you my next question?
Okay.
So, did your religion influence how you viewed higher education or trying to get rich? I even spelled it with a money sign.
Rich. Yeah.
Get that cash.
I'm sure it did, but it's harder to think about because we were encouraged to go to college and get an education.
Were you really? Was there talk at the dinner table like, Benjamin, what colleges have you thought about attending?
Yeah, that's just how my mom talks. No, that's my dad. No, because it was kind of just the assumption that if you're going to go to college, you may as well shoot for the moon, go to BYU.
Oh, seriously?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were going to say something very different. I thought you were going to say, when you go to college, you just go somewhere close so you can live at home for the first few years, and it's a better money savings.
Well, by the time
you went with BYU?
Well, by the time anyone was of college age, besides my older brother, who I don't know that they had high expectations he was going to go enroll in college.
They probably were like, yeah, military.
And arguably it was better for him.
That's so rude. I did not mean that to be rude. I just thought it would be
Jake,
funny.
We love you, and if you ever decide to go back to school, talk to me.
We'll talk you out of it.
I know. It's like, we'll find some good certificate programs.
And it's like, this is what I do all day, Jake. Now you want to talk about my work?
I know.
Anyways, okay. So.
What were we? Oh, yeah.
So
going to BYU was a huge, not expectation, but kind of like...
A dream?
A dream because every Mormon would respect you because we talked about how good of a school it is. Like the high quality education where you also don't have to worry about the world like coming in and contaminating your
there is that part
experience.
of that conversation? Okay, good. Because I was talking with my best friend the other day about BYU. And because I'm like, no, it's a really good school. And she's like, no, it's not. She's like, it's just exclusive. And so that's why everyone around here thinks it's a really good school because it's harder to get into than like Harvard. Like, yeah, so... And she didn't say Harvard. I'll have to fact check that. But she's like, David, it's just a regular school.
Okay, true.
That a lot of people really want to go to.
But I will say, for BYU, one of the obvious standouts are like the arts programs.
Oh, yeah.
The music, and so...
Until they fired your stepmother.
Oh, yeah.
See, we're talking about work, so that's why it was okay.
Oh, yeah, it was... I think it was a pretty bitch move. And
because she wasn't married, and they didn't like that.
Yeah, and she's too liberal for them anyway. She was too good of an influence on the kids that connected with her.
She probably was nice to the gay kids.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of person she is. So,
which is one reason why we love her so much.
I know, but why BYU did not.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, so...
yeah, and then trying to get rich, I feel that...
Was there a dream, or were you guys like, Grandpa's so rich, or... I want to be like, I don't know if your grandma.
The only rich people we ever...
No, I know your aunt.
My aunts.
Oh, aunts.
My mom's two aunts.
Oh, well, one of them's your great aunt, right?
Well, they're both my great aunt.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, they both married so well.
Oh, yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, and I think my mom's family is also very frugal, for the most part.
Wait, what does that have to do with getting rich?
Well, I mean, you can't get rich if you're spending all your money. Right?
No, I just wondered, like, did you have dreams of getting rich?
The only dreams I ever remember having were first wanting to be a dentist, which, thank God, we ruled that out. And then, for some reason, you know how every kid wants to be, like, a rocket scientist? Because it would be cool to work on rockets. Yeah, that didn't pan out either. So... the only expectation
you could have been a rocket scientist. You're really smart.
I want to be able to buy my mom a Corvette.
Your mom would like a Corvette, probably. Or a T-Bird.
Yeah. No, or she probably would, but we would just make sure it came in a nice green she liked.
I like it. All right. So not really thinking about cash. Not really.
There was never any kind of priority put on anything but like using your money well and being responsible and taking care of yourself.
I totally get that from your family. Like, I can see they're all still very frugal.
Yeah, and the Mormon concept to that is always make sure that your gas tank is halfway full or above.
Oh, is that why you were always panicked?
There was a general conference talk about it.
Oh, was there really?
Yeah, and I'm like, this makes sense.
Ben, that's so crazy, because I thought the same thing probably before the profit. No, just kidding. During COVID, I'm like, oh, this is why I need to be more responsible with gas because I don't even know if there was a shortage, but it felt like there could be a shortage. Mm-hmm. So, all right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take that from you.
No.
Okay, that's good to know.
So let me ask you your second question.
Please.
Did your religion influence how you viewed higher education or trying to get rich?
Yeah, I mean, so I asked you this question because I wanted to hear your answer, but I think we've talked about me a lot. Like, obviously, higher education was a no-go. Mm-hmm. Nobody was going to college. It was looked down on. You shouldn't even, be striving in school because that means your focus is somewhere else.
Yeah, we were literally just talking to someone who
had
no idea.
Oh, Kelsey's son. Yeah, he was asking me all these weird questions about witnesses, and I'm like, of course, then, me, I have diarrhea of the mouth, and I'm like, let me tell you everything. Oh my God, I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm going to hope I'm like Sophia from the Golden Girls, who's like, picture it, Sicily, 1931.
Well, to sum it up for people who don't remember, because this is a good repetition for us Mormon folk who don't know anything about the witnesses.
Yeah, so no education, no higher education. Yeah. Honestly,
get a blue-collar job.
No, they encouraged
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays off.
They encouraged you to even leave school early, get your GED, so you can start pioneering and living your best life. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
be financially reliant upon the rest of the community.
Not really. It's not
in a way.
Nobody ever gave us money, or there was no exchange of money, but I guess you could fall back on that, right? We talked about that. But yeah, it definitely influenced me that education was a trap. We were getting the best education that you could have. We were learning about the Bible, and we were learning how to speak in public. Who needed more education than that? Literally, that's what I was raised to think. So, of course, I had no respect for it. And I did go to college because I was also poor. So I got so many Pell Grants. So I was at college for a year and a half. And I'm like, I don't want to work on
computers. Those are still transferable credits.
This is so fun. Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I definitely have a history credit. I love my history class.
Well, history is so different since you went to college. I don't think they should take that one.
There was not a war in Iraq yet. Yeah. 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, just kidding. Yeah, so no college. I can't remember what I was going to say now, but that's okay. Moving on, as far as trying to get rich, we were never allowed to gamble. There was no hope of getting rich. There were some rich witnesses, and it was because they had invented something, and now they were employing a bunch of witnesses to work for them, probably underpaying them, but giving them those very flexible hours that they needed so they could go out and missionary work.
Did you see a lot of that, witnesses?
Oh, a lot, yeah.
Employing witnesses?
I can't remember. Oh, so there's a current business now. It's a detailing shop that employs a bunch of witnesses. There's a hubcap, or there used to be one in West Valley. I don't know if people get hubcaps anymore. Anyways, and then there was a woman. Oh my God, Ben, there were so many. Now I'm trying to remember.
I don't know why this feels so wrong.
One was called Gator or something. Snow Gator or something, and it was
Snow Gator?
These sleeves that you would wear on your body when you're skiing so you don't get cold.
Oh, on your face?
Yeah. Gator Sports, that's what it was called. Okay. And my sisters worked there, a lot of people worked there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I never worked there. Anyway, so getting rich was a fluke. And if you did, you should share with everyone. It's we came from Compton. It's if one of you gets rich, we're all going to benefit. Yeah. But I guess that's a good commune way of looking, right?
It should be the least surprising thing about the witnesses, but it's still, I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah. Well, my dad would do a lot of printing for Gator Sports. So every once in a while, we would have to go and put in the flyer that the insert for whatever product they were buying. So China does all this stuff now. So no humans are doing that in America. But yeah, so if it was late, then whoever owned that company would demand that as part of my dad's printing job, he would get paid if he came and inserted all of the cards into the products.
How many paper cuts did you get?
I mean, so many. It was horrible. But yeah, it was also really fun. And he never paid us for that. So yeah, nobody was getting rich. Nobody was gambling. So there was no hope of winning a lottery or something. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess we just didn't care. And I still don't.
Yeah.
No. I mean, now I play the lottery and I still feel guilty. We have a ticket that we won $23 on sitting on our fridge. And I thought with my mom coming over last week, I'm
better put that
should I hide it? And then I was like, also thinking, should I hide my tattoo? But yeah, anyways. So guilt, it never goes away. Then you know what? Why don't you read a PSA while I have a drink and I can stop talking for just a second.
Well, I'm not sure the PSA is going to make you feel better because this is...
It's not a rap, I hope.
Well, everything's a rhyme. It's a poem. So this is the PSA that came to mind after the work week was over.
Okay.
Just knowing that even though the weekend is here, it is but a short respite from everything. All right.
Oh my God, this is going to be depressing, isn't it?
Well, if you think it's bad now, it's going to get worse. Not being pessimistic, it's the humankind's curse. In your head, at your job, in your marriage, in your purse, if you think it's bad now, repeat the first verse.
Oh, Ben, that's so sad. I don't believe it, though. I shun those words. I love them because they're beautiful. But I also think we'll be fine.
I think we'll be fine, but everything always gets worse, and then it gets better, and then it gets worse.
I know. This is how you view life?
You're
so dark. You're like, dark Ben.
Somehow, the end of the workday on Friday usually sets me emotionally free.
I know,
And today, it was like, nah, it's going to come back soon.
Oh.
It's waiting for me.
Yeah, I think it's time for you to start looking for another position there.
That's a scary thought.
Why?
Well, it'll probably mean that I'm driving downtown soon
fine.
in the next few years.
Who knows where I'm going to end up? What if I work in Lehigh or someplace horrible?
Oh.
Yeah, so...
There are worse things than a commute.
Oh, so, okay, it's not always life gets worse, but our commute will get worse. Okay, I can see. All right, I like your little rhyme now, okay? All right,
I'm going to have to start listening to a podcast or something.
Why don't you ask me your second question?
Okay. So my second question for you is really, I just want you to tell me a work horror story.
Oh, I mean, I've told so many already, like the time I made that kid pass out when I stressed him out at the airport.
That's the best story, though.
I know, and then the time I took a plane out of service when I let that lady with the heavy flow go on her home flight to Oakland, and she bled all over the floor. Another horror story. Oh, and then I also told you the time that guy, like... I felt like sexually assaulted when he like rubbed the hair on my arm.
Mm-hmm. He was a flight attendant, right?
Yeah. Probably the most embarrassing thing, I don't know if it was embarrassing. Okay, there was 2 times at work. And obviously, my worst stories will involve my job at the airline.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted everyone to wonder if I was going to say my current job.
Oh, you don't have a current job.
Okay, anyways. When Southwest had a technology glitch in like, you're laughing.
No.
In like 2015, I think, like the summer, and everything literally was shut down for 3 days. And like, people were furious, and we weren't paying for hotels. We were like literally stranding people in random cities and then not putting them in a hotel.
This was like worldwide? Nationwide?
Well, nationwide, yeah. But it was also awful because like, even if we would have paid for hotels, which we didn't, they were all sold out because there was some convention going on here in Utah. Oh. So like, this one lady had waited in line probably over an hour, and she got helped by me. And I'm like, just call this number, like, they'll give you a discounted rate on a hotel, and then you can just write in for reimbursement. Mm-hmm. That was like our spill. Mm-hmm. How did it sound?
Oh,
sincere?
You've still got it fresh.
Uh-huh.
Did it work?
Okay, so fine, she goes, and then she gets back in line, and the line's a little shorter now because we've gotten rid of some people. Once they cross the security line, like, they can't come back, so just natural attrition. Like, you just have less and less people to deal with.
Some people aren't willing to go back to the airport and fight when there are no hotel
rooms. Or they're fighting at the ticket counter, and that's those people's problem. Mm-hmm. So this woman got back in line and came back through and was talking to one of my favorite employees that I loved, Barb. She was so good. Like, she was a superstar. Yeah. And she did doubles on the same day that I was there. Like, I only worked a few days a week? No. Whatever days it was, it seemed like we worked together a lot.
The culture of doing doubles was so foreign to me before I found out about Southwest.
Shift work, man. That's real shift work, where you can work a triple. Like, you could just work the 24-hour day. Mm-hmm. Like, but you're not effective. Let me just tell you right now. No union should allow anyone to work 24 hours in a row.
Yeah.
Anyways, this woman gets back in line. She's talking to my friend Barb, and I just can hear her screaming, he's a liar. He's a liar. And I'm like, ma'am, I did not lie to you. She's like, they don't even have any rooms at this number. You just lied to me. And I'm like, I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me. Now I won't tell anyone else.
You've been lying to a lot of people.
But before that, like, I could hear Barb, before I even like caught on to knowing that I was the liar she was pointing at, Barb was like telling her, ma'am, he is not a liar. He is one of the best people I know. He would never lie to anyone. Like, she was like defending me. And yeah, so that was really sweet.
That is sweet, but that's still a horror story.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, and then I think I also told the story of the lady who, she was such an addict on anything she could get. And every day, she was like this beautiful Angelina Jolie looking girl. Wait,
is this a customer? Or
a customer. This is another airline, sorry.
Okay.
So, she was beautiful, had eyes like Angelina Jolie. Like, even back then, I'm like, I can see you're beautiful. You're a hot mess. Mm-hmm. But she would come to the airport every day to try to get to like Providence. So we had one like 4 p.m. flight to Baltimore that then she could connect. Every day she would come to the airport and she was so drunk or high or something. I couldn't let her on. So every day I would have to, like, she would throw a fit, make a scene, lay on the floor crying. I think I even have a picture of her. If I can find it, I'll post it for this episode.
Oh, God.
Because it was just like a mess. And then every day I would have to escort her down. I think I have told this story, so I'm sorry if I have. No, but I'm just going to finish it.
Retell it. It's fresh.
I have to escort her down out of security so that she doesn't get arrested. And then I just stood at the hotel van spot with her until she got on. Mm-hmm. But one day I went down there, the second day, there was 3 days of this. The second day, I take her down there, and there's some loser down there smoking, and she bums a cigarette off of him. And then they like are talking like they're gonna hook up and have a little party. So I just literally left her because I'm like, fuck this. I don't really care if she gets on the van. But she came back the next day, so it must have worked out well for her.
Something worked out.
And then I had to deny her again, yeah. And then I was off the day after that, so I never know what happened to her.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. So those are some horror stories. How about you?
Wow.
Do you have any work horror stories?
Yeah, I've got most of the horror stories were working in the Walmart pharmacy. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because I hadn't thought of this before, but your, beautiful but sad woman story just, it brings one of the most traumatic tweakers, I think is the right word, story. Sad. Like, this woman would come by and she's usually so friendly.
Oh, is this the one we saw at the bowling alley?
No.
Okay.
Because
you recognize
sad in a
these
different
people.
way.
Yeah.
No, this woman was always really nice, but it was obvious. She would show up on day, 27 or 28 of the 30-day prescription with her refill for, it was a control 3 or 4 substance.
So what is that?
So it's not
Benzos?
It's not like a C2 like Adderall, a control 2,
what is
oxycodone.
C4? Is that what you said?
Yeah, so it's like
explosive?
Yeah, C4. No. Controlled 4 is just the code in pharmacy of like how addictive.
What's controlled 1?
Oh, things like cocaine, which we wouldn't carry C1.
But Adderall is basically cocaine.
Well, I mean, but it's in a pill form. It's dosed out. Like, that's the most cocaine-like thing. It was obviously too early, and we knew that, and she knew that, but I don't know what happened to the rest of her pills. She hadn't had them in probably days by the way she looked. There was such a physical difference to her appearance.
That's so sad.
Like, this woman who I never thought she was.
This was a C4?
Yeah, but...
What if it was like pain medication? I guess it probably could have been.
That's the thing. I'm sure she was in pain of, a particular variety. And she was getting so aggressive, and I'm still so non-confrontational. Now I know I could handle it better than I did then, but it was
because
like...
you've had plenty of practice confronting me.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, we've cut you off multiple times. It's not ready for your refill yet.
Anyways, go on. Sir.
So that was really scary, and it was the first time I ever saw someone like in the throes of like desperation for a substance. Maybe the last
withdrawals.
Time. Yeah.
I love you say it so poetic. But
well,
it's But then we don't treat drug people or people who are addicted
to prescription drugs.
To any drugs very kindly. Mm-mm. We totally, as a society, look at it as like a flaw. It's like, what? You shouldn't do it. And it's like, oh, well, we don't really understand the genetic makeup.
And I think now, like, technically it functions the same way as a disease. Like, that is how it impacts you. You have this disease now where there's only so much physically.
Why don't we think of it like that, though? Like, oh my God, you caught addiction.
Yeah.
You caught alcoholism.
That's how it happens with so many people. And then you're addicted. And
but then there's still a stigma attached to it. It's
that's
not like,
because people who aren't addicted can't understand. You get
canker sores because you kissed the wrong person. Is it canker sores? No. What are the things on people's mouths? Cold sores. Yeah. Like that we gave a pass to. Why can't we give a pass to
I know.
alcoholism?
People can have what? Is it syphilis technically?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But those are diseases. Anyways, okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that.
So
this woman had a disease. Okay. Any others?
The other horror story was of my own doing. And I know I've told you this story, but I don't know if I've told it on the podcast. So working in the pharmacy for the first time, I'm this technician in training. I was a cashier before. And
a 10?
A 10?
A tit. A technician in training.
Oh, no one ever called it a tit, but if they did, I probably would have.
Tit, come here!
Yeah. No one's screaming tit.
You would not have been okay with that.
No, I don't think so.
Anyways.
So I'm kind of living my own life at the, let's see, I was living at the apartment with Kelsey and my older brother at that point. And
were you working at the pharmacy in Wasatch?
No, this was the one in South Jordan, off 114. Some of the best memories are the people that I worked with because we were all so resilient. But
it's like you guys went to battle every day. That's what people who have never done shift work in retail of some type, you just don't know what life is like.
Well, that's the thing.
You don't know what the expectations corporations put on people.
But when you have a great boss, when the pharmacist David was working there, those were the best days because one, he was a powerhouse at his job.
Right.
He kept the flow going. When it was any other pharmacist, there was always a bottleneck. The pharmacist has to check everything.
What do you mean check?
Like, pharmacist is double checking everything to some degree. If it's a C2 substance, they're recounting it after we count it.
Oh, okay. So, I realize, so you may actually be filling my statin or something.
And if the pharmacist is 30 minutes behind, your prescription is 30 minutes behind.
Why would she be 30 minutes behind?
Because
who's waiting for their prescription?
A lot of people.
What?
So many people drop off their prescription and wait in the store. The majority.
Think that's still the norm?
At Walmart, I would not be surprised. Actually,
I just wonder if it's like Starbucks and it's like just the printer from online order. It's like like that episode of The Bear.
Well, imagine in the last, let's see, it's been over 10 years since I worked there. In the last 10 years, I don't know what the fraction would be, but the number of people on prescription medication now, I'm confident, exceeds what we had 10 years ago.
Yeah, interesting. Well, we'll have to ask our musician, Eli Jennings.
What are you calling him Eli? Ethan, we're so sorry.
Why do I keep doing that?
I mean, he could be an Eli, but he's an Ethan. All right.
Do we know? Well, we don't even know an Eli.
I don't think
Where did I get that? Maybe because I'm like, he lied. No, just kidding. Ethan Jennings. Oh my God.
Who also worked in a pharmacy.
And I know he'll appreciate that. And he's going back to a pharmacy.
Yeah.
So we'll have to get the new scoop. Hopefully he goes back to work this week. And then
good luck, Eli.
We'll have it on the...
good luck, Eli.
Okay,
so my horror story.
Oh, yeah.
God, I never even got to it. Sorry. Too much about the pharmacy. So the horror story
you have another one?
Yeah, this is the worst thing that ever happened to me. It was so embarrassing.
And you've told it to me.
Yeah. So I've made this great discovery where I can, eat less and be filled if I have these planned breakfasts, lunches for work. I'll go and buy a Hungry Man dinner option just there at the store and I never have to get anything ready.
This is when you lived with Kelsey and your brother.
Out of the apartment.
Okay.
So I started just having a Fiber One bar for breakfast. And there was a day that I was working the late shift and I'm like, I don't have anything for lunch. I'm going to buy something when I'm at the store. So I had 2 more Fiber One bars because I was hungry before my shift. And they'd never impacted my bowel movements.
I don't even think, do you think they actually have fiber in them?
Well, I can tell you they do because
they do?
Yeah, I do. So getting to work, it was a pretty short amount of time before I was like...
Was it sick stomach or was it brrr?
Yeah, it was a little bit of bubbliness and a little bit of nausea.
There's probably so many fake chemicals in those things that it's your body was like,
And
What's happening?
And when it came time that it was going to push out whatever there was to push out, I was like, I still don't really know what's happening. But I'm like...
Oh my God, did you shit your pants?
Well, I realized this is going to happen. Okay. So I just like... had to leave. I'm like, I will be right back. I stepped over the swinging door that only the pharmacist can unlock. And like sped walk to the bathroom, and thank God no one stopped me on the way, because I probably would have had to stop.
You'd have punched them?
No.
Oh, you just couldn't have
so many
yourself.
Customers. They see my pharmacy smog, but
they probably saw that walk and they're like, he's
gonna shit his pants.
That boy's gonna blow.
So I get to the bathroom just in time. No one's in there, thank God, because who knows the sound that's gonna come out of me. Yeah. And I go into the little stall, because, you leave the handicap stall. And I kid you not, as I walk in the door, there is water, like water and piss probably, pooling the floor. There is shit and a half-empty 2-liter Coke bottle in the toilet. So it's this is not...
I've heard, yes.
So it's like, I cannot use this. So
was there only one?
So I go into the other stall. Thank goodness it's free.
And there's is it dirty?
Well, everything's pooled on the ground, and stuff's overflowed from this other toilet that a Coke bottle is shoved into, and so much toilet paper covered in shit. And it's
how are you doing this?
No, I'm doing this with clenched ass, tiptoeing so I can avoid getting this pee water on my shoes, and
from the Coke toilet.
Yeah, and as I get into the other stall and try to get ready, it begins, and I shit my pants. Only a little, but enough that, the underwear is soiled.
Okay.
So...
what? I bet...
This is the only time I've ever sat on a public toilet and not put toilet paper or one of those covers on the seat.
Oh, you sat down?
I had to sit on that thing as it was. I'm already disgusting. I've shat my pants, and it's bad. Yeah. It's, worse than what 3 Fiber One bars should do to a person.
Bad.
Maybe it was 4. But
did you shit on your pants, or did you just go free all on it back?
Well, so here's the sad thing is, at the end, I'm like, okay, thank God it's only in my underwear. Maybe I can work this out. I don't know.
Did you work in your shitty underwear?
I tried to take my shitty underwear off, but all this pee water on the ground, I take my shoes off and lift my feet.
This is dangerous.
And in the end, one of my shoes falls over sideways. God. My pant leg falls into it as I'm...
You've never told me this story.
Oh, no.
This is horrible.
Well, and so, I have... piss water on my pants and in my shoe. I have these soiled underwear that I just shove into the trash can and cover up with other paper towels, and I feel so embarrassed and disgusting. I sat on an uncovered toilet seat. That's bad enough, but the wet pants and everything. So I went back. I apologized to the pharmacist who was working and said I had an emergency and had to leave now. And I went home and showered, and it still haunts me.
Wow. Did they know what happened?
Oh, everyone knew.
I think Ben shit his pants.
They talked to me about it.
Oh, they did?
Shift. Yeah. They were not afraid of shaming me.
What did they say?
They just made fun of me, and it was a relief that it wasn't, oh, you abandoned us. It was, haha, you shit your pants. And then when I told them about the Coke bottle and the water, they're like, oh, yeah, well, it was fine. It sucked that you left us, but that's fine.
That's so sad. That is the worst ever. All right. Well, should I ask you my...
last question?
Yeah, my final question. What is your view now about working and money that has changed from when you grew up? So where have you bettered yourself?
Where have I bettered myself?
I guess that's not the right way to say it.
I don't know.
Because it's you could have worsened. Maybe you lost some of that work ethic your parents taught you.
Nah.
Your mom had 9 kids or 7 kids and doing piano lessons.
I think you've seen me as my work ethic has progressed. And
that's
just taking any kind of leadership role, especially with the direction that a lot of these companies are going now. Work ethic becomes a different term.
Oh my God.
How much are you willing to micromanage until people don't need to be micromanaged?
Well, and then I wonder, when is AI just going to micromanage the people?
Honestly,
when are they just going to be
bring on the AI?
No, I feel like it's going to be like those episodes of Black Mirror where the guy had to pedal every day to get credits, and the computer always knew what he was doing. Do you know which one I'm talking about? It doesn't matter. But I'm oh yeah, one day the computer will just tell us what to do.
Oh, the guy on the bike?
Yeah.
Who went on the reality show? That's episode 2, season 1.
Yeah, it's a callback. Yeah.
It's a good episode.
Anyways, yeah. So, you don't care as much about work?
I think I care more.
Oh, okay.
In a different way. I don't know. It's hard to think.
You're definitely more stressed than you ever were.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's most people, though.
That's
you
true.
get more stressed.
Yeah. Well, and managing people sucks. Being the middle manager, I've always said this. It's the worst thing because you're getting it from your boss, and then your employees who have no idea what's happening are getting it. You're getting it from them, and you can't be reasonable with them and be like, "Look, this is what's happening.
I have to do this."
Yeah, I know. It's like, geez, you're just the middle.
No, honestly,
you're just the middle management guy.
I'll just say for the record, and for anyone who is involved in my work or knows my work environment, like I'm pretty damn lucky. Mm-hmm. And I think I've always been lucky with the people I work with.
Yeah.
Like for the most part, everyone's on the same team, and it's really easy to like commit to whatever needs to be done. So I feel lucky in that way, but the difference is growing up, I always looked at, I'm pretty glad to say, I don't think I ever cared as much about money as like pleasures in life that you could only get with money, which is, I guess, that's obvious, right? I guess that's everyone's thing. But I never thought, I need to make this much so I can have this and this and this.
You don't want for anything. Like, you don't want anything, and you don't want for anything. Like, you could buy whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
But you don't really want for things like that. You don't look at Instagram and you're like, I wish we had, I don't know, whatever people buy from Instagram.
I don't know.
Insert thing here. But you don't have that feeling, right?
Well, I can't think of it.
I think you're a content person.
Yeah. Well, it's easy when I can't really think of things that are worth needing to make more money for so that I can go buy them. Like, God, don't ever give me a four-wheeler or a boat.
Right.
It's like, God, that's something I have to clean.
I know. If that's like
I have to put oil in it.
It's like giving somebody a pet. It's like, now I have to take care of this? Why didn't you just give me a gift card to Harmon? I go there.
Talk about saving money. Not having pets is a big money saver for us. I guess that is something that I should say to wrap up is I used to assume and dream and believe that I would be a dad of a lot of kids, and I thought I need to make enough money to give these kids more than what I felt like, money prevented me from having. Which, looking back, I can't think of a thing that I wanted.
Jeans. It's not like you wanted jeans.
I hated wearing jeans. I didn't start wearing jeans till I was in high school.
They didn't match your button-up shirt, right?
Nope. And windbreaker pants are so much more comfortable.
Oh my God, did you really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
My friend Buddy and I don't think he ever wore jeans one time. No, he wore them one time, and it was a memorable day.
Why?
I don't know.
Because he looked like he was going to court?
No, everyone knew it was going to happen. Like, it was something that we prepared for.
What? Him wearing jeans?
Yeah, because of course people noticed when you only wear sweatpants and windbreaker pants and,
I know. It would be like, shorts. What are you, getting a job? Like, why are you looking better than you've ever looked? What's happening here?
Nah, it wasn't his vibe.
Was it for a girl?
No, God, no.
But he likes girls.
Yeah.
He married one. Okay. All right.
I don't think he's married.
Oh, I thought he was.
Did they get married?
I don't know.
Okay.
Living in sin.
All right. Let me ask you your final question.
Okay, please.
So what's your view now about working and money, and how's that changed from when you grew up?
Well, I definitely like money. Even though I don't care if we have money, it's so nice when we do. Mm-hmm. It's so nice to like be able to take people to dinner, and it's nice to splurge on other people. Like even when we go on vacation, like
it's always with Shannon and Regina.
Yeah,
and it's like this amazing experience,
right? But it's not like we spend a lot of money. Like I think even in Mexico City, like when we indulged, like it was still relatively cheap.
Yeah, it was a slightly more expensive dinner here.
Right. Regina's not one to like want to spend money on vacations, and I get that. Like I don't either. It's about the experience.
Unless she's buying a new muumuu or new shoes or something that she didn't pack for.
Oh, that's right. I never posted those pictures. Maybe I still will. Anyways, yeah. So I do like money. I don't care about it, but if I had it, that's why I play Powerball.
And you didn't used to actually care about money.
No, I never did. Like that's why I had money. I've been in debt. I've had money. And my life hasn't really changed that much. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's important. I think you'll always figure out a way. My dad was always like, yeah, if you have $1, spend $1. Like, if he had $1, he'd take us to 7-Eleven and get us a big gulp. I know. So it's changed a lot. Mm-hmm. But it's also not evolved that much. It's just I'm willing to say, oh yeah, money's nice. Yeah. I wish I had more.
Well, it's interesting to hear because you don't act like,
No, and I don't even care. Like, I was teasing you the other night for spending money on Etsy, and I'm like, Ben, I don't have a job. But I don't really care, because I'm like, we'll figure it out.
And then as soon as I explained what I was getting, you're like, oh yeah.
But I did say, did you have to get yourself one?
Yeah. If you're going to get someone a gift and they're like a special person, you can buy one for yourself so you have matching.
Right, exactly. It's the best thing a best friend
can do. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, that's my answer.
Okay.
So we move on to the final question?
Okay, let me ask you my last question.
Okay.
So, and you might have two different answers for this. So what's it like working with members of your ex-religion or my ex-religion?
Oh, members of my ex-religion. I
mean, working with them.
Yeah. I've only worked with one, and I didn't even... One witness. I knew she was a witness. She moved here from Florida.
So you never worked for gator masks?
I mean, they're... Okay. Like, if I'm giving just a general, what's it like working with members?
Or
anything. It's rough, and they take advantage of you.
Why?
Just because they can. And it's very toxic because...
Oh, like when they're the boss of that company?
Right. Your whole world is witness. Like, everything's run like the witness world.
Are they like gatekeeping to make sure you're doing your hours?
Yes, yeah. And you're talking about religious stuff. Like, it's the worst case scenario.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like...
When did you work for a witness?
No, I didn't. That's what I'm saying. And I never wanted to because my sisters had worked for that one company. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then my other sister quit her job in insurance to work for Sub-Zero. They invented the technology that everyone uses now, which is to build this cooling system around a bunch of supercomputers.
Oh.
So that's why it takes so much water when you have all these AI places, because of these cooling systems.
Thank you for explaining that. I'm like, AI is using all the water.
Right.
I don't know how.
But so my sister worked for this company, Sub-Zero. It was a group of witnesses. And the ones who owned it, they were not good witnesses. Like, we would never have hung around them. But they were witnesses looking to get rich. So they were like the perfect example of like, oh, see, this is what happens. And your whole family is like this now. Mm. But, so I never would have worked for them for that reason. But your ex-religion... I've just had lots of examples.
Working with the Mormons.
Okay, so...
You lived in Utah all your life. You've been working since you were 15.
What was great about my last job is it changed my perception of what it's like to work with Mormons, because I only worked with Mormons who were actually Mormons. So they were like good people who wanted to do the right thing and be loving, even if not all of them could handle being as loving, right? Whereas at the airport, I worked with nothing but Mormons, and they were the most rotten, like, selfish people. Like, some of them I would never even want to speak to again because they're such awful people. So that was my only perception of Mormons, other than what I knew growing up. Mm-hmm. And so my impression has done nothing but improve.
Oh. Yeah. So working with Mormons in the future... I'm sure you're going to find awful ones. I mean, people who are awful Mormons.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
The airline does that to everyone in its own way. It's
toxic, right? Yeah, mm-hmm. It just makes people bad people. So, okay, so let me ask you the same question. What is it like working with members of your ex-religion, or mine if you ever worked with any?
If I ever worked with a witness,
did you ever?
They did a good job by not saying anything, because you're not supposed to publicize it.
Yeah. And they never would have wanted to be friends with you anyways, so...
Working with Mormons, it's interesting because the first job I had was in Texas, where the only Mormons working there were my uncle and these two girls that he'd brought with him from Idaho, from his last job. Because he'd purchased this practice down in Texas and brought along these two, all of whom I loved. All of the ladies I worked with in that office.
Are they like young ladies or older ladies?
Yeah, these two were younger.
That's so weird.
And the office...
That's so weird for anyone to allow their young daughters to follow this dentist.
I'm sure they were in their 20s, but they're older than I am. I'm 18 at this point. Yeah, okay. I just graduated high school.
I'm like, what did he offer them? Like, how did he get them to move?
Well, I mean, to have a full-time job and, like, be able to purchase your own home and figure stuff out, like, neither of them had attachments. Actually, the one, her family moved.
To Texas?
Mm-hmm. I will say, working with them as the only Mormons in the office, it was the first time I saw someone, like, fall apart under office pressure because the office politics got so bad. Well, my uncle had kind of promoted this great woman who worked there to the office manager position because we'd integrated this new computer system, and the front desk lady quit 2 weeks after I got there. So that's the role that I took over before they hired another one.
What were you supposed to do?
I was supposed to be scanning and digitizing because we had this new computer system.
So you went down there thinking you're like doing tech in the back.
Well, and then going and helping my uncle on the side to get like a taste of what being a pharmacist is actually like.
Oh, okay.
So...
Wait, he didn't do pharmacy though.
Oh, sorry. I mean dentistry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, how many jobs did he have? No wonder he needed to bring his harem of women with him.
I know. So the office politics when the office manager was promoted got...
Non-Mormon.
Oh, well, non-Mormon, yeah. But between all of them, it just got so evil and catty.
Why, though? What were they doing?
I don't know if it was like... Were they just looking for recognition? I think some of it was about pay, because I'm sure this woman got a promotion. But like, I think I was making...
I'm guessing $16 an hour?
I think it was 16 or 17. That sounds right.
And then living with your uncle.
Oh, yeah. Like, I wasn't paying any expenses. This was all going into savings. Mm-hmm. Mission savings at the time. So, yeah, working with Mormons there, I was glad after that coming back to Utah and
Utah,
coming out. Working with Mormons in the pharmacy was really good and really bad because I got them, and I worked with probably 90% women there. Mm-hmm. So Mormon women are so fun to work with.
I agree, yeah.
Yeah.
They can be.
They can be. Uh-huh. Mormon men, the pharmacist,
boring.
who was a Mormon man, was the slowest, most talkative, boring man that I've ever worked with.
Nobody in his life wanted to ever hear what he had to say.
Well, and it's like...
he was boring.
And he was a slow pharmacist. So you think of that bottleneck. Working with him was stressful enough because we always had the longest lines of people just like waiting, watching us outside the pharmacy. Okay, so working with Mormons is like, dude, where is your work ethic?
Yeah.
All right. I think working with Mormons now is interesting in a remote environment because every now and then you hear something that's like a talking point that I heard in a general conference somewhere else, and I'm like, hey, I know where you got that.
Or like your old boss. I feel like she quoted scripture to you sometimes, or would bear her testimony.
Which old boss?
I don't know her name.
Yeah. God. No.
Like, that was inappropriate.
Okay, it wasn't appropriate, and there were,
The one who called you Chucky.
Yeah. That was
from the Rugrats, not the doll.
Which I had to specify.
Yeah.
So...
All right.
Which Chucky or which?
You've had another horror story.
Neither is particularly kind. Okay, so working with Mormons, I would do it again, and I'm gonna have to do it if we stay in Utah.
We probably both will have to do it for the rest of our lives, as long as we live in Utah, and that's okay. And thank you for talking about this. I really enjoyed hearing about your mom and your dad and.
Yeah.
Your college.
Well, and work history for you, whether or not I've heard some of the stories before, they always feel fresh with a delicious cocktail, which was
cocktail
wonderful.
Helps those stories go down. So everyone, I hope you had a cocktail with us today. We hope that you stay with us as we hop over to the Judicial Committee. Yeah,
and if you're just starting your 9-to-5 week, it's going to get worse.
Yeah, it'll probably get worse. Hopefully not for me, though. Do you think I have a dip? We'll have to see.
There's going to be a dip somewhere.
We'll let you know next week. So.
Good luck.
All right, we'll be right back. Bye.
You ignore me despite me. Still, I take my chances even though that they might seem slim. You throw me into the deep end with no other reason to see if I can.
Welcome back to the Judicial Committee.
Hey, long time no see.
It's been quite the journey. We just had a fight.
We just...
had a misunderstanding. Well... So I just want you to know that's how dedicated we are.
All right.
Most people would skip the podcast if they had a fight.
Well, we're not going to drop on you that we had a fight without also letting you know that we just had an honest conversation and good makeup sex.
That's true. Both things. Okay.
Sorry if that's TMI.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of it probably has to do with the stress around job hunt, right? I mean, it's stressing me out. Like, it's only been, you said it, 2.5 weeks, but still... It's a lot.
2 weeks and 2 days.
Okay. It's been a lot to just... It's like, what jobs are out there? Every job requires a degree. It's like, my God, people, send your kids to college.
Well, I want to just put out there that as far as the job hunt goes and the stress that you're feeling, you're also staying just as busy as I am. Like, I have a full-time job, and...
Yeah, keep going.
You could not pay me to do the extra work and jobs that you've been doing.
I know, and I think today I'm even a little bit more depressed because I'm slowly running out of stuff. I mean, there's a ton more to do. There's just not a lot of time. I need to make a list. Maybe it will help me if this weekend, even though the weekend's so busy, if we have time to go around and you can help me make a list of the things. So then at least I have them in mind and I'm like, no, today's got to be this day.
All right, so first thing on the list.
Caulk.
To make a list.
Yeah. Not caulk.
And then caulk.
And then painting the porch.
Painting the porch?
Yeah, we need to resand it and paint it.
No.
This is what I have time. This is our time, right? You don't have to do any of that.
This is what we fight about. You have a job. We fight about caulk.
Yeah. The one good thing about being fired, laid off, whatever you want to call it, is I get to go for a walk every day. I signed up for a gym pass. It's just one of those 3-day ones, but I'm like, oh, there's enough gyms around here that I could just keep doing free 3-day passes everywhere and get a good month's worth of workout.
We are in the best area possible for the free 3 gym pass.
Yeah, we really are. There's a lot of them. Sorry, my hair's being weird today, and I probably should have combed it, which if you're watching the YouTube channel, you'll see.
Don't record this part, I thought.
Well, I am because I'm testing out something different. Anyways, but one of the good things is I've been able to go for a walk every day. And last week, my best friend, I'm not her best friend, she came and went for a walk with me. She'd never walked around Daybreak. It was very confusing for her. She's like, I don't even know what direction we're facing. And I'm like, oh, I remember how that used to be when we first moved here. Do you remember that?
I still feel that.
Like, I literally used to go on walks when we first moved to the area and get lost and be like, wait, no, how did this happen? Anyways. Then I was going to say, she also gave me the most amazing salad dressing recipe, which I made it for the first time, and it was good, not as good as hers. So I'm going to have to keep trying.
Okay. Well, before we move too far past the walk, this was also the first time that you ever found vandalism out in
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's right. Yeah, so that is some of the photos I'll share, is the Daybreak children vandalism. And if you wonder what kind of vandalism children in Daybreak do,
how we know it's children,
then when I post the picture, you'll be like, oh, suburban white kids. They're so scary.
Yep.
I mean, they probably are scary and for many reasons.
Yeah, but look for a pink graffiti.
Yeah, the other thing I've noticed, like with so much time, when I power wash the house, is we are like overrun with hornets. Like, how do you get rid of them? Well, like, I don't want to kill them because they were here first.
And does it really work to hang up a fake wasp nest because they're so territorial? That's the hack that supposedly will keep them away.
Is that really a hack? Oh, but will they not just go attack it?
I don't know.
They'll just leave?
If it actually works, but it's not like
I thought the only way to do it is by getting those orange or yellow cone things that they get stuck in and die. Oh. Have you seen those everywhere? But I feel like they're probably like bees, just producing new ones constantly. I don't know. So if anyone has any ideas, hit us up.
Yeah, please.
And then Ben, I just thought it was so cute, your whole Japanese WWW thing. I think you should explain it to everyone.
Well, I can't really remember the details, but the Japanese equivalent of LOL, laugh out loud, is WWW because
there's some word in Japanese
that has a w sound.
Yeah.
And so they'll, shorten that into WWW, and because that's this squiggle up, down, up, down, up, down, the joke is it looks like grass, and so the Japanese word for LOL, or the equivalent, is their word for grass.
Yeah, how interesting, huh?
And so, supposedly...
that's what it is. It's the word for grass now, right?
That's how you say LOL. Like, oh, that's so funny, that made me laugh. And then you can take that to a distance by saying, like, oh, fast-growing grass, to, oh my gosh, that's making me laugh so hard, or, this massive prairie, like, I can't stop laughing, there's so much grass. Right. Kind of stuff.
I don't know. I just thought that was so fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
Like, we think Japan. We corner everything, but no, they have their own WWW.
Grass.
Grass. And then there was the Popeye Japanese reference you taught me. This is one of your employees that's teaching
me all
these things.
This is one of my employees that's teaching me all of these things.
And Ben shares it with me, and I'm like, fascinating. I love this.
I know. It's the best part of work is taking away these very non-work related facts. And I guess the Popeye
That is the best part of everyone's work. You don't come home to talk about what computer software thing you're working on, right? I mean, nobody does that.
No. The Popeye thing, just to clear that up, is that apparently there's been more dialogue lately, and this may have existed long ago, that the whole Popeye spinach correlation in relationship is actually in reference to cocaine, because apparently the 8 minutes that spinach, really amps up Popeye and gives him the strength to do whatever he wants is also the same amount of time that a bump of cocaine is going to give you. And there were some other details that I really couldn't remember right now. But once again, fascinating facts coming out of work.
I don't think people realize how prevalent cocaine is. Like, my best friend was telling me a story about her friend who was, like, addicted to cocaine. And then he just left New York, and then he was fine. But, like, everyone's doing cocaine.
Everyone?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I don't know how prevalent
I am
it is.
assuming your employee is doing cocaine.
Oh, my God.
I mean, that's just my impression of him.
Because he happens to know that
Who is looking up
minutes.
Popeye facts on cocaine?
Whoever, it's not like he's eating grass, and that's how he knows that the Japanese word for LOL.
Well, we know
grass.
how he's learning that one, because he told us.
Oh, yeah, he's learning Japanese.
But we don't know how that correlates with Popeye and cocaine.
Maybe he just knows someone who loves spinach.
What would Popeye say? Remember on Live Love Lucy when they would date, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, charge it? When they got a charge card, do you remember that? Oh, okay. But I wonder if that was a reference to Popeye or another old-fashioned
What does
cartoon.
he say?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know Popeye well enough to know.
Well,
I know he has olive oil as his girlfriend.
Yeah, squiggly-armed olive oil. And it's too bad that this is the Judicial Committee, because we don't fact-check the Judicial Committee.
Okay, but let me ask you one more fact about it. Do you remember what their baby's name is?
Baby cocaine.
Sweet Pea.
Oh, Sweet
Pea.
Pea.
Or Sweet Pea or Sweet Potato. Something sweet. But that movie's so cute. We should watch it. The Robin Williams one. I haven't seen it since the 80s. You know what? Let's wait until I get a job and I can start smoking again. Because it probably will be better for both of us.
All right. What's her name who plays Olive Oil? Is she the one in The Shining?
Shelley Duvall,
Shelley Duvall.
Recently dead, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's right.
Her song
Shelley.
from Popeye is one of the sweetest songs ever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
I
I'll
should watch it.
Try to play it now. So if you're not hearing the People Mover song, we'll play Olive Oil's She Needs Me. Or He Needs Me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing for the updates for the week, which was pretty big, is my family came to visit, or at least my parents and my youngest niece. And my youngest niece has never been here. So my mom told me, oh, your niece might come. She wants to see your house. And I'm like, oh my God, she's never even seen the house.
Oh, wow.
And then you know what is also shocking is, I mean, there was a lot of fun. It was mostly fun, right?
Oh, yeah. It was all very relaxed. And as always, when you do talk to your family, you just jumped right back into the swing of conversation.
They're getting a little more comfortable because they're being a little more aggressive with the religion part of it, I feel like.
Oh, 100%. They were much more comfortable. Your mom insinuated that if I were to die, you would have a place to go back to. And if you were to die, I could just join the Jehovah's Witness.
As if you don't have your
religion.
own family. And
it's like, don't go back to Mormonism.
I mean, I guess they just assume that all the gays are just isolated by everyone.
Well, the gay witnesses certainly are.
But it was so nice seeing my niece. She is 4 years older than, like, when I got disfellowshipped, so she's a different person.
Yeah, you have not had a single conversation outside of maybe a few texts.
I haven't had an adult conversation with her ever. So that was amazing. Like, and that gave you time to, like, get to know my dad a little more.
Oh, your dad is so cute.
I know, he's a nice guy, huh?
Yeah,
How old is he? 74?
Yeah.
Which I'm like, do you feel 74? And he's like, yeah, no, I don't at all. And I'm like, thank God, because I don't feel 46. So, do you feel 35?
Mm-mm.
And now everyone knows how old we are. All right, and
I feel 46.
Oh, Ben, I feel 35. That's our problem. It was a really good visit. We are not going to go to the memorial or the Passover thing that they invited us to.
Of course, the reason they came over was
the
to drop
whole
off
ruse
pamphlets.
of it.
I was proud of your mom for saying yes to the second gin and tonic, which I knew she would. It just took some coaxing.
Somebody must have told her, you're not allowed to drink anymore. Like, to only have one drink, Kathy. Well, I even had to, like, beg my dad to have... I wasn't even giving him a full shot of that Pappy Van Winkle that I won from the liquor store. And he was going to refuse. Like, he was trying to keep it business. And I think it was because my niece was there. And he's like, no, clear lines need to be drawn.
Yeah.
But it was too hard for him.
No, and it was nice for her to get to also just be open and talk about whatever she wanted, because she had a lot to go over with you.
She did.
It was adorable.
Yeah, and she's doing some exciting things in life. So it always, like, it bugs me, I guess, that they've never asked about our ring ceremony. Never asked to look at a picture. Never asked about where it was, what it looked like.
There has to be, if it's not guilt or shame, it's just, maybe it's just embarrassment for not being there.
It comes off as indifference and rude.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't even care. Like, I just think it's weird. Like, I just have so much natural interest in anything that I can't imagine that they don't.
Yeah.
So they're doing it for a reason. But yeah, that was the week. It's been a long week for both of us.
It's been a week.
Yeah. But should we get to some facts? This is a judicial committee.
That's right. What was our topic this week?
This week's topic was, let me see.
Working 9 to 5? Is
that what it was?
That's
all right. Okay, so here's the first one I looked up is, what is the LDS rule about working on Sundays? You very piously said neither you nor any member of your family had ever worked on a Sunday until your heathen brother Jake did. So what is the actual rule? Well, in a conference talk in April of 1996, Elder Tingey of the 70, do you know him? Okay. He reminded listeners that from the beginning, God has instructed prophets to honor the Sabbath, reminding them that the fourth commandment, so one of those top 5 ones, was to remember the Sabbath
and to keep it holy.
He pointed to the concern then President Gordon B. Hinckley expressed in members who may be taking on the ways of the world. And he knew that people would be more richly blessed if they would walk in faithfulness. I should say it like that. Walk in faithfulness in the observance of the Sabbath. That's how he probably actually said it.
Well, I think you're trying to do a Monson.
Oh, okay.
Hinckley, that's any prophet or member of the
any conference talk for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Tingey also went on to say that not one of the members of the church needed to buy furniture or a new car on a Sunday, and that there isn't anybody in this church who, with a little care and planning, has to buy groceries on Sunday. He quipped, "No, and you don't need ice cream to be bought on Sunday either."
You gotta
sure you gotta laugh.
Jokes at General Conference.
Okay, but how about the real people in the church, the ones who worked at the airport and worked on Sundays?
Okay.
In 1975, Elder Mark E. Peterson wrote in Ensign Magazine that some work must be done on Sundays. And it seems clear that we should not take the position that all such work should be left strictly to non-members.
Whoa.
I know, interesting, right?
1975.
I know. He goes on to say that we need good Latter-day Saints in all honorable occupations to influence and to bless those that they work with and those that they serve.
All right. Well, that's a little...
Somebody needs to work on Sundays, and
yeah,
we can't just let the Gentiles do it.
I know. We have to make sure Mormons are there so that at least the people who are sinning by working on Sundays have some exposure to the righteous people.
I like it that you should never work on Sundays, but if you do, then that's good too, because you're influencing and blessing the Gentiles. So once again, I feel like it's a choose your own adventure for Mormons. And I'm not saying that in a negative. I'm just saying they really let you choose your own path.
Well, Tingey definitely brought it back to where I grew up in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
Those 70s Mormons, I mean, that's a little free-spirited to think.
I mean, it was probably rough times, though. Like, there was the oil embargo, like, the economy was in free fall.
Okay.
And then the 80s came, and everyone got a job and was making money, and then they're like, whoa,
and
whoa,
by the mid-90s, it was like, hey, with some careful planning, no, you don't have to go buy groceries or ice cream
or a car or furniture.
Yeah.
I know. It's so funny because I'm like, I think we're one of the only states where it's illegal to buy a car on Sunday. Like, it's literally the law that they're not allowed to be open. And R.C. Willey's has never been open on Sundays. It's like he wrote this talk for them.
Yeah.
Okay. What is 3M? What do they sell? And is the job my dad quit part of the 3M thing? So we were talking about my dad quitting the job.
Okay.
So 3M, which it's called that because at one time it was Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing.
Uh-huh.
And it's a diversified and multinational conglomerate. They manufacture over 60,000 products. The best known brands they've created include Post-its, Scotch tape, N95 respirator masks, medical tape, surgical drapes, and fiber optics.
Oh, wow.
They do everything. Yeah. I remember my dad now telling me the story of Post-its. He's like, yeah, it was just one of the office workers, and he thought, you know what we need is something that's sticky. So when you need to leave a note for somebody, it stays on their desk. And that's how Post-its became a thing.
Employee at MMM?
Yeah, it was just some like random secretary or something. Huh. But I did message my dad about, was this where he worked? And it was 3M. And it was because he didn't want to sell to the military specifically. He said, I was selling microfilm equipment. It was used to access the blueprints on the military planes so they could be worked on by the mechanics. He worked there from 1982 to 85. It was like a offshoot, like a wholesaler, or I don't know, a franchise. I remembered the name. It was called Pembroke's. That's where he worked. And the building still exists on 4th South and 5th East. Every time I drive by it, I'm like, oh, that spot. That's where my dad used to work.
Go see
in
the
1982 to 85. And then after he quit, he went into print sales. So it was a little muddled in my mind, but yeah.
Okay, good memory though.
Yeah, we talked about your dad's job and why does the state of Utah hate public transportation? Utah government often prioritizes highway expansion because apparently they've never been to Los Angeles or Houston and seen how that went. But they do that mostly due to a preference for personal vehicle mobility. They often point out that UTA's projects can be costly per rider. So they're looking at current ridership and then they're using those numbers to justify their preference for expanding highways, because it's like, that costs $80 million and that's like $80,000 per passenger.
Yeah, but that's a catch-22 because if you're not expanding public transportation access, then of course your ridership isn't going to go up.
Yeah, if you're not giving people routes that work for them, then of course. So anyways,
get with Utah.
Let's see, because one lane always fixes everything. Just one more lane. That's like the whole American way of looking at life. You know what? Let's just do one more lane and then this will solve the problem and we can all just put our feet up.
Yeah, until you're kicking people out of their homes because you have to expand Bangalore.
But there must be some smart people in the legislature, because in spite of how they look at public transportation, UDOT is still investing in commuter rail improvements, including, and your dad did tell us about this, they're double tracking the front runner so they can go faster or offer more frequent service. I can't really remember what it was. So there's that. Okay. How hard is it to get into BYU compared to other universities? So being from Utah, we all hear how selective and it's so hard to get into BYU, but BYU is technically considered moderately selective, but I'm not sure that it's even moderate, because they accepted 70% of freshman applicants in the fall of 2026, and you compare that to Stanford, they accepted less than 5% of their freshman applicants.
Wow, 70% is a lot higher.
A lot, yeah. BYU also has an unusually high yield rate, so around 78% of those accepted actually enroll. So it's like, once they make that commitment, they're going.
Yeah, you're not applying to BYU unless it's your top choice, basically.
Yeah. And now that is similar to like Harvard or Stanford, so maybe that's where people get it twisted. But yeah, it's like if you get accepted to Harvard, you're going to Harvard.
You're going to Harvard.
Yeah. They're also more selective than like the U of U or Utah State. U of U is like 81% acceptance rate, and Utah State's like 90%. So it makes me wonder, like, what is SLIC? 102%
open enrollment.
They're just like pulling people off the streets.
Yeah.
So once again, my best friend, I'm not her best friend, was correct. We only think it's a challenge to get in there because we live in this bubble. Okay, what local businesses are owned by witnesses? Remember we talked about the rich ones?
That's kind of a nice rhyme.
What local businesses are owned by witnesses? I like that.
That's my PSA next episode.
Okay. Well, you can add these names to the list, okay? Okay, so these are the businesses that I could remember. If you need to reupholster the seats in your vehicle, they do really good leather upholstering. It's called Auto Trim on 3574 Southwest Temple. And I actually know this family, and they're really nice. Like, one of the girls married our friend Mitchell Quintant. And yeah, so Auto Trim Design. It's a good one.
Auto Trim Design.
The next one is Gator Sports, and that is the one that I was telling you about.
Mask.
Yeah, so they're selling like neoprene gear to protect you from severe cold, and their website is wonky. It is not well run, but I'm going to show Ben a picture of it so he gets an idea, and then we'll show you on Instagram. But
yeah, that took me a second to see what that was. The one looked like a jock strap.
Yeah.
But it's just a basic headband.
Yeah, and that's really what they started as, like headbands and face shields. But I found an article in the Deseret News from 2012 that talks about Gator Sports. It helped me remember the names of the owners. It was Kent and Karen Jones. And Karen was a bitch, and she ran that place like a dictator.
OG
She was the one that would make my dad come in and stuff those inserts when they were delayed. The printer was delayed. But they had an indoor and an outdoor pool in the 90s. So by anybody's standards, they were filthy rich.
Wow.
Okay. And then finally, the other witness business to avoid that I remembered was Sub-Zero Engineering and Cooling. And they specialized in data center containment and cooling solutions. They actually invented it. And I mean, if you can say that you invented containment to cool computers, like it just wasn't necessary back then yet, right? But now with all these data centers, it blew up. They should be avoided because they hire executives based on their status within the congregation. So they're making good business moves because, I mean, it's blessed by God.
Yeah, it's nepotism for Jehovah.
And then there are so many janitorial and window cleaning services that I could name, and they're all owned by witnesses.
What about the wedding rental?
Oh yeah, I forgot about them. Diamond Rental?
I think so. We rented a dance floor.
They did good
from them.
We rented the dance floor
and the ring thing.
The ring. I think we rented a couple more things. The chairs.
Yeah, it was the chairs.
And they offered us a really good price. And it was good quality stuff, I thought.
Yeah, they were really helpful.
So there you
very
go.
Professional.
It's not Diamond. I think Diamond's like the big one.
I can't remember.
You know what? We'll put it on Instagram. You know what? So my family, they don't want to see any pictures. We'll post a picture from our ring ceremony, and I'll...
Perfect.
And I'll... oh, no, I can't shout out to whatever it's called.
Yeah, no.
Because then everyone will know.
Yeah, they're not going to want the shout out, but you can see how nice it is.
Oh, but the one thing I am going to post from one of my horror stories here is the lady that I had to keep denying boarding.
He's a liar!
No, not that one.
Oh.
She was like the addict who kept trying to go to... Every day, she was trying to go to rehab, and she was beautiful. I don't know if it shows how beautiful she is, but yeah, it's just her on the floor, her shit strewn everywhere. Like, yeah. Oh, and then I promise I will post a picture of Regina trying on clothes in Germany when she brought corduroys and ballet slippers, and yeah, it was the worst experience ever. But it was so much fun, and hopefully you had fun listening to this episode.
Yeah, thanks for staying tuned.
Thank you, Ethan Jennings, for your amazing music.
And thank you, Shelley Duvall, if we did get to listen to you.
Yeah, and thank you for my best friend for spending time with me this week.
Thanks.
And thank you for Ben just being in my life.
You're welcome.
All right, we love you guys.
Bye.
I love you.
I love you.
Bye.
And bye.
Even though that they might seem slim. You throw me into the deep end with no other reason than to see if I can swim. And you smell the blood like a shark, and I watch while you easing. And I can't stop myself.